Hello and welcome back to yet another Views from the Veranda for another year. This is an environment where it allows me to actually share my views on what's happening in the real estate market across Australia and more importantly, more locally within the Shire. So as we head towards the Australia Day weekend, obviously that's often a time when the real estate market resets in the Sydney market, when people come back from the holidays and they start to get serious about their real estate. Having said that, it's important to look like where we are at with real estate and where I think it might be heading in the next few months. So certainly there was a downturn in the real estate market in the last 2 or 3 months of last year. We started to see property prices started to almost fall, only by about -1%, so quite a small drop, but certainly was a slowdown. This was driven largely by the fact that housing affordability is still coming into play. Houses are expensive to buy, and so they did need to have a bit of a reset. Interest rates tended to stay higher and longer than we expected, and that's had an effect on the amount of money that people can actually borrow. And although the economy is still seen to be going well. Having said that, we are heading into an election year as well. So April and May, I'm sure to see there's going to be some slowdown in the market, as it always does, as well as some of the uncertainty that's happening overseas. So it's not seasonality does come into play, but also what we found last year, which was interesting. Normally the first half of the year is slower than the second half, but certainly the second half of last year we did start to see a slowdown, as I said. So as I mentioned before, a lot of this is driven by the fact that interest rates have stayed high, and I certainly think that as soon as interest rates start to shift, and that might happen before the election earlier this year, there will certainly be a bit of a more positive view on real estate, and maybe the market will start to increase. But having said that, again, what tends to happen as people think that property prices are slowing down, what happens is people stop selling. They tend to hold back from selling. And then what that does, that reduces supply, and that then has an increase in demand, and therefore property prices tend to be propped up to some degree. So what I'd like to comment on is that I don't think the downturn is going to be for very long. I think we're going to find that, especially after the election, there's going to be a big kick, whoever gets in, and that's always very important. But I thought I'd like to comment also about selling in a market that's on the decline. In many cases, there's some real advantages in that. The costs of selling, such as agents' fees in terms of selling a property and all of that, they're lower. So then what you also find, in fact, is that the cost of actually buying a property is less too, because obviously stamp duty is a factor of the sale price of the property. So now might be a good time to consider looking to do that transition to sell and buy. So look, obviously we're heading into a long weekend. I hope everyone respects and enjoys the fact that we're all Australians together. But until next time, you all take care and look after each other. Thank you. Bye.